Hey everyone, welcome back into FS25. This is episode 11 on Zalanka. It is March and we are in the afternoon because it rained all morning. And we are now officially ready to mow the grass and get it baled. So I went ahead and leased the equipment to get it mowed and baled and picked up. And we only have one field that is ready. I thought the north field would be ready by now, but it is not. So I don't think we're going to get a second cutting off of it this spring. But that's okay. We'll just focus on the home place here. We'll get this all mowed up and see where this episode ends up taking us. So as you can tell, I went ahead and leased the Cron Big M. And we can use this to not only mow, but it'll also drop a swath. So we don't need to windrow, which is very, very nice. So we'll get this folded out here and we will set it to swath dropping. We'll get it fired up and we're going to do the steering assist, 2 passes, and I want to go the long way on the field. So we're going to set it to 90 degrees. That is perfect. So we'll lower it down and we'll get to mowing. So this shouldn't take too long. This mower is incredibly fast. As you can tell, we're mowing at 15 mile an hour. So the only spots I need to really slow down are around the corners here. So it will not take us very long to get this hammered out at all. And we're missing a couple spots. Hopefully it doesn't do that throughout the whole field. I haven't had any trouble until now. I don't know if it's because I'm going too fast. This thing is absolutely flying. But we'll see how it goes. Alright, and we're just about to finish up mowing here. This has gone pretty smooth. I've got a few spots where it skipped, and I went ahead and left the grass in most of the areas. That way I know where I need to come back through and try and smooth it out. Now, I have no idea if trying to smooth this out is actually going to work. It's just me attempting it to see what will and won't happen. So, we are officially done mowing. And it's nice. This Big M was absolutely terrific to run. Running 15 mile an hour, had a few skips, nothing major, and it windrowed it all for us, or dropped a swath, I guess, and yeah, it worked out great. So we'll go ahead and get this pulled up here, and I will get that returned right now because we are done with it. So I'll jump in my tractor and we'll go grab the baler and start baling. Alright, we got the baler hooked up here. We are on 150 centimeter bales. We do have automatic drop turned on, so we'll go ahead and fire it up, drop it down, and we'll get to picking up the grass here. Should get quite a few bales off this field, I would think. And yes, this tractor setup on this baler is a bit overkill, but hey, it works. Well, I officially found the bale limit, and it is very disappointing. So I've got, what, a pass and a half here to finish up, so I'm guessing 3, 4 bales. That's all I've got left. So we're going to go ahead and shut the baler off here. We're going to drop it. And I've got a couple of silage bales that I can go ahead and sell off right now. That way we can at least get this baling finished. Alright, currently the biogas plant is our best price, and it's honestly not too bad. So we'll take these 10 bales over to the biogas plant and get these sold off. That way we can finish baling this field. All right, we got those sold off. That is $20,000. And we will head back to the home place and finish baling. All right, well, we're back here at the home place. We're finishing up the last of this baling. It's looking like I didn't need to take that many bales over, but that's okay. But it also lets us know that we can't be doing a whole lot of animals either, because we're not going to have that many bales. If we start doing animals that require straw and silage and hay, it's that's going to add up fast, and we don't have the capacity for that many bales. So, that being said, we're probably not going to be doing any animals, or we're going to be doing minimal animals here. So, I'll go ahead, I'll get this baler returned here, and we'll go ahead and start getting all these bales picked up. We ended up with 104 bales off of this field. That's pretty good. So I'm guessing the bale limit must be 200 bales. And that's just not that many bales. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get these bales picked up here and get them all stacked over by all the others. All right, we have all of the bales picked up, and this is our stack. We are officially 8 bales short of the bale limit. To be quite honest, it's kind of disappointing. We're no bigger than it is, but we'll take it. It's going to be a nice payday come January. So we will probably head into April now. It is getting late here in March. So I will see you guys in April. Welcome into April, everyone. It is now time to start planting. So we're in our north field and we're going to go ahead and plant up some soybeans. I went ahead and leased the Kinsey planter again and got it filled up with some seed and got it almost completely full of fertilizer. And we'll go ahead and get soybeans planted in this field, and we will do sorghum on the home place field. So we'll jump in here, get this fired up, pull up our steering assist, and I want to do 2 headlands like always. And that looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead, get this fired up, get it dropped down, and we'll take off. So I didn't buy any new fields this year. I thought about it, but I decided I'm going to wait one more year and then we're going to buy some new fields. We're going to combine them, and I believe we'll really, really be moving in the right direction after this season. So if we take a look here, I think after this year I should be able to buy this entire section here. At least that's my plan. And it'd be nice to finish buying this section, but this field straight ahead of me is almost $900,000. And just, I don't know. I don't see how it's worth it, to be honest. I don't plan on building an acreage there at any point. So like I said, I just don't see any reason to buy it right now. So we're just going to leave this field the way it is for the time being. Eventually, maybe we'll buy the next 2 fields to the north here. But for now, we're just going to stick with this. And yeah, I do got to say, I really like the looks of this Massey on the front of this Kinsey planter. It looks fantastic. All right, we're finishing up our last pass here on getting these soybeans planted in this field, and it has taken the majority of our seed and the majority of our fertilizer, and it looks like I'm going to have 1 row that I'm missing here on the end. Not a big deal. We'll come back and hit that, but I've decided I'm not going to do sorghum in our home place farm, and I am going to go back to doing the sunflowers that I originally planned. So we'll get this finished up, get these soybeans done, and then we are going to reload with fertilizer and seed, and we're going to get started on some sunflowers. All right, and that is a wrap. We're done with our soybean planting for the year. So we'll head back over to the shop. I need to pick up some more seeds, some more fertilizer, and we'll get reloaded. Okay, so we're loaded up with the sunflower seed and the liquid fertilizer. So we'll go ahead and get this fired up, get it dropped down, and we're going to get these sunflowers planted in our home place field. This is pretty exciting. I'm happy to hit my shed. All right, let's try this again. Come around. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. So I'm pretty excited to get back to plan A here and get these sunflowers going in this field. So we'll get this knocked out. Shouldn't take very long at all, and I'll catch up with you guys when I'm finished. All right, and with this last pass, we're officially done planting for the year. We now have all of our soybeans and sunflowers are planted. So we'll go ahead, we'll get this planter emptied out. We still need to spray our herbicide and we need to get the roller out and get the fields rolled. So if we come up here and take a look at our soil compilation, you can see we're completely 100% fertilized on both of our fields. That is fantastic. So that saves us an entire pass that we don't have to run by spreading or spraying the fertilizer a second time, which is just wonderful. So we'll go ahead, get this emptied out, then we'll get the Kinsey returned here, and that is done. So I'll go ahead, I'll get all the seed and stuff put away in the shed here, and we'll get hooked up to the sprayer. All right, well, I got the seeder or the planter returned, and I hooked up to my sprayer and decided I'll check see how much I can get for it. I ended up selling it and the saddle tank for a little over $25,000. So I went ahead and bought this Amazon sprayer for ended up being $100,000, and it's got a 40-meter spread and it holds 5,200 liters of either herbicide or fertilizer, whichever you put in it. Right now we have herbicide in it. So it's going to cover a much wider swath, carry a lot more liquid, make it much easier to get this herbicide sprayed. And as you can see, we're sitting at a 95% yield bonus in this field with weeds growing, and it also needs rolling. So we'll get the herbicide sprayed out in this soybean field and in our sunflower field. And then we'll go ahead and roll, and we should be sitting really, really good for our yield. So we'll get this fired up, check out the steering assist, and there's enough around the edges. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 passes for headlands. It might seem a bit excessive, but I've also never pulled this sprayer, so this is going to be a first for me. So we will get it fired up and take off and see how this goes. So it's 2 mile an hour slower than the other sprayer, but it's covering basically double the width. So we should be able to get done faster, even though we are moving a little bit slower, and we also don't have to worry about running out of herbicide like we did with the small one. So I'll get this knocked out and see you guys in the next field. All right, we're finishing up our last pass, getting the herbicide sprayed in our soybean field here, and I can definitely say this has gone a lot faster. This sprayer makes all the difference in the world. It is much wider, carries much more spray. I honestly think we're going to be able to do both of our fields off of one fill up on this sprayer instead of having to refill again per field, and I'm really digging it. So we'll get this folded up and we'll head back across the road to our sunflower field. All right, getting the steering assist set up here, and we're going to run at 90-degree work direction again. It's not terrible. I don't hate the way it looks, so we'll go ahead and get this hammered out quick and see if we can finish with what we've already filled up with. So we'll get it fired up, get it locked online, and see how far we make it. We should, being the key term, be able to finish this field without having to refill. But we'll get down to the end here and find out. Well, we didn't quite make it with what I had on the sprayer. I started out with, I think, 4,700 liters. So one fill up will do both of these fields. I've got one little spot here that needs to be taken care of, and one little spot down there, and we're done. So I'm guessing I was, what, 200 liters short? We'll get this last little bit here taken care of and see exactly how much we use. But the sprayer has definitely made a big difference. It's going to make it a lot easier to expand. Now, I would love, of course, to eventually upgrade to the fully self propelled sprayer, get one of the big ones. But for now, this is definitely going to have to do. We'll get this little spot there. So, yeah, we're like 150 liters short. So, 5,000 liters will be enough to do both of these fields without, both of these fields on one fill up. So, that is great. Now, I did buy a little bit too much herbicide. I was thinking the herbicide was 1,000 liters, not a 2,000 liter tote. So I bought six instead of three. So I've got to bring a few totes over here. But we'll get this parked in this shed here. And I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. And you guys can see I bought a truck finally. Bought this for two reasons. One, to carry materials back and forth from the shop instead of using the liftable bales and pallets mod the whole time. And also, I want to build an acreage somewhere. I do want to do a few animals where, as we found out earlier in this episode, I'm not going to be able to go extravagant numbers with the animals because of the bale limit. But we're going to be able to do some animals. I definitely want to try and do some goats, get some goat milk, maybe do some cattle. We'll see. I haven't put a whole lot of thought into it, but our current home place is not going to cut it. So we're going to have to expand, find a new place to build an acreage. So that is also why I bought this, so I can drive around and take a look at places and scope a place out that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and get these herbicide totes hauled back over to the home place for now, get those put away. And then I will jump back in the tractor and we'll get that roller, get both of those fields rolled out. And that should be it for our spring field work. All right, as you can see, we are in our north field here, and as you can see, we've got all the rolling done. We've got all the herbicide sprayed, and we are officially done doing spring field work in this field. There's nothing else to do until it is ready to be harvested. So we're at a 97% yield bonus, which is very, very good. We're missing that last 3% due to me not mulching, which, if you've watched previous episodes, you'll know I very, very much hate the idea of mulching and have been terrified of it ever since the beginning of the game when mulching caused all kinds of disasters and crashes. And we're here at the home place field, and it is also done with all spring field work. We got the rolling done, herbicide is sprayed, planting's done, and we're also sitting at a 97% yield bonus. And this is our sunflower field. So everything's looking great. We are done with spring field work for this year. Everything will be waiting to be harvested. So going forward through this summer, we have $205,000 left. I've still got all those silage bales that I can sell at any time, whether it be this month or all the way until wait until all the way until January. It really doesn't matter. We'll see what comes up. So for the rest of this summer, I'm going to be scoping out some place new for us to set up shop, get a new home place started, hopefully start building a house. I know doing the constructible sheds is kind of a joke and they're worthless and just insanely expensive. But I am kind of curious about doing a home that way. So I think I'm going to go ahead and find a spot, and we will build a house uh, through the constructible menu and just try it out, see what happens. But I'm also going to scope out what farms we want, what fields we want next, and hopefully find a spot to put some animals. So I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. And if you guys are liking what you're seeing, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I'll see you guys in the next one.